JLRock Women of Action Figure channel, and we're here with another action figure unboxing and review. And today we got 2 for 1 because I got this Overwatch Ultimate series, and I got Mercy and I got Pharah, and I played both of these in Overwatch. Mercy probably a little bit more than Pharah, but later on I ended up just moving away from healing because it got a lot toxic. I also got this at a pretty good deal because I got this at a garage sale, and it looked like other people were passing it up, so I was happy to add this to my collection. So of course the main question is to see if you'll be happy to add this to yours. So that's what we're going to answer by opening this up and taking a look at it. And of course, you know, we need your help. This channel is still very small, and you know, I don't even think we've hit 50 subscribers yet. So if you can hit that subscribe button and help us out, it'll be great to help go on my journey of collecting a whole bunch of awesome women of action figures. All right, so we're gonna open this bad girl up in just a second. Be right back. Let's check them out. All right, so as I said, so I picked this up at a garage sale, and I actually only paid 10 bucks for this, and I thought it was great. So I was like, huh. And I've had it for actually a little bit, and I wanted to open it up. So it's already, actually it's considered pre-owned because like it was already opened and stuff. And I actually, you can hear like some of the stuff fell around, but I mean, for me, I was just more concerned if the figures there are not broken. I mean, two of these figures, basically $5 a piece. I got no problem with that. I think that's awesome. Of course, I already have Tracer, so you can see a video on that. I don't have her yet. I think at one time I was going to get her, but I didn't. But I don't think I have any of these others. But I'm definitely gonna keep my eye out, especially if I can get a good deal on it. So that's cool. So without further ado, let's open these up, take a look. So as I said, this is already open. Okay, so that was one of the things that you was hearing down at the bottom was her wings. So that's cool. I mean, it does look like everything's here. Like, I'm looking at all the accessories, and we'll go through that in a second. And it looks like there's like one stand too, and you can see like the stand was already put together. So it doesn't look like everything, all the accessories is there. So that's sweet. It's just popping out the extra hands, which is cool too. And then pop out the figures. All right, so we scroll down here. All right, so we can move these out, and we're going to start with the accessories. So we have the wings, which looks sweet. I mean, that looks really cool. So I mean, anything like that, like that's. I mean, I always liked the character Mercy. It's just the way Overwatch was. I'm a casual player. Like I don't play hardcore. It doesn't mean that I don't follow, you know, the objective and stuff like that. I do my best. I want to win, but man, I just can't do that toxic stuff anymore. Like people flipping out and stuff. I can't do that. But these wings are really cool. And then you have these different effects here, which is sweet. So you got 4 of these. So that's awesome. And of course, we're going to put this all together to see. Then we have gun, sweet looking gun. Well, I guess in this case, the rocket launcher. This is the one that fires the rockets, right? And I guess, is that part of this too, that you can fire it from here? I forgot exactly how that one works. I don't know if it's from there too. It does actually fit. Actually looks kind of cool. And then we have this here as well. These 2 pieces for Pharah. Cool, I like the design on that. And then we got the little gun for Mercy. Very cool. You know, basic, nothing crazy. And then we have basically the set of hands. So it looks like for Pharah, it's basically just 2 closed fist hands. Then for Mercy, kind of like an open hand, and then a fist. And then we have the stand. So it's just one stand, so I guess it's like you rotate between the 2. But that's still cool just to have the stand. So let's start with Pharah. So like I said, already pre-owned. But at least like when I looked at it, everything looked fine. Like it looked like it was well taken care of and all that. So I wasn't worried about any issues with stuff breaking. And of course, you know, like if I'm not paying that much, it's also, I take that in consideration that it's like cool. And you can kind of tell when you go to some garage sales, you know, I guess you never know, but you know, most of the time I'm able to tell if something's going to be grody or have a problem or not. And I've been pretty good as far as that. So I do like the different movement that you can do as far as the armor. You know, like all that here. I mean, that's sweet. And like I said, like everything, like I guess I call this like Valkyrie-esque ears on the side. I mean, like even down, like when you zoom in, it's like kind of hard. My camera wants to have a problem with it, but it's like even on her face, like you can see the markings and all that, and that's really cool. I don't think you can do anything with the actual helmet. I think that's part of it, but like tassels on the side, and I just like the way this armor looked. I always thought it was cool. It actually gave me kind of like a Metroid vibe. I like kind of like the rocket. This kind of makes me think of Destro with that rocket there. And then you can see in the back, it's basically where these go. So these pop in no problem, which just, let me zoom out a little bit. That just looks sweet. And of course you got movement in here too, because it's like these move like this. So that ball joint gives you a lot of motion there. So there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with that. So I mean, again, I think that type of design is sweet. Articulation, I mean, a lot of these you're going to get a lot of the articulation that you're used to. I don't think though double joint, looks like it's just single joint. I admit these are actually stiff, like to bend her elbow, actually pretty stiff. But good rotation as far as the shoulders and all that. Good with the head, left, right, a little bit of down, a little bit of up. You know, kind of like an ab crunch thing you can see under here that you can do. So that's cool to get that motion there. Then over here. And then as far as the feet, you know, you got the motion down here, so you can see the joints there. So a lot of movement as far as the foot. Like, I mean, you can go, look at it, you can go really far up on the feet. So I think these are double joints, right? It seems like it. Yeah. So it doesn't seem like this was played with that much, because it's like, it is pretty still stiff. But yeah, you can see the double joints there. Doesn't look like there's like any cut around the ankle or the calf or at the thigh. So that's interesting. But I mean, you have pretty decent movement as far as at the thigh and all that. So that's pretty sweet. And as I said, like on the back and everything, it looks cool. Whether you have the connection, I think I might have this upside down actually, but don't worry, I'll get that fixed. So that's as far as Pharah. So let's look over to Mercy. So I always, like I said, I always liked this character. I always thought that she looked cool, and just, you know, pure healing and stuff like that. And in my early MMO days, I loved being like a pure healer. So I always like the angel type look. I always thought that was cool. You know, face is always supposed to look like compassionate and all that. The halo, I like the hair, like how that looks. Of course, the articulation is going to be pretty much the same. So it looks like, I guess they don't go with double jointed with on the elbows on either side. So, but you still have that ab crunch here. It looks like, I was trying to see if, because I was looking at this, and I guess you get more of a bend. Yeah, so you see there, you get more of a bend with her that I did not, I'm just double checking. I didn't notice that on hers. Oh, I guess it's kind of there, that part here. So I guess you can have that same bend. So that was what I was looking at. So you can get more of that bend forward for that extra articulation. I guess maybe that's kind of in lieu of having the waist swivel. I do like, you know, a little accent there of like, you know, the medical symbol, like the little red there, you know, the symbols here. I just like the way how it's put together. So same thing, feet are basically the same. Of course, you got kind of like the skirt dress thing. You have the double jointed knees. So that's cool. Of course, you're gonna have, so this one does have like a thigh cut. So you can see that here. So you're able to turn the thigh here. And I guess that makes sense too, because of the way this goes down the, I guess the dress, it makes it, you do lose some articulation and movement with that dress. So you gain some, I guess, back by having that cut there at the thigh. At the hip. So, and then of course, like the hands come off. I mean, that's pretty set. And it looks like, you know, both you're able to. So it's like you start off with both of the trigger hands, and then you can swap it out if you want to put on any of the other ones, basically for a fist or anything like that. And then it looks like, just like with Pharah, it's kind of like that ball joint. And that seems really easy to pop it in, so that's cool. But at the same time, oh no, maybe not, because at first I was like, maybe that was too easy. I wonder if there's just less movement with this, because it's like, I push it all the way in. But like when you start, it seems like if you move it too much. Oh, could that be because I'm doing it the wrong way? Which can make sense, because if, yeah, okay, so that's better. No, it's still kind of loose, so it's like it does fit in. But I guess like if you really, like with the other one, it does feel like you could do a lot more movement, where at least with this one you have to be, I guess, more careful in your movement. So like when you put that in, I mean, obviously you have it there, and so you can still move it around. It's not like it's impossible to move around or anything. But it's just that if you really are trying to do a lot of movement, it does seem like it comes out the back really easy. But it's not like it's falling out or anything. So I mean, that was the only thing I was like, look, as long as you're not like falling out really easy, I don't have any problem with that. So I mean, overall, I'm happy. I'm already happy. But we're gonna put this on the turntable for our final thoughts. So first up is Pharah, and I can tell you, yeah, I was completely wrong. I should have realized that it would be the exhaust as far as the accessories here. So that's basically what they do. They fit into little grooves on each of these to create that fire effect, which I have to say looks pretty awesome. I will say, and like I said, I always have a problem with standing and doing some of these poses. The way the feet are, it does seem kind of difficult to get her to stand by herself, especially with everything connected. So I could really see why you would need that stand. I wonder if it did come with two, because I did realize I am missing something, which is Mercy's staff. So, you know, that's unfortunate, but still, for $5, I'm not going to cry about that. So you can see, you know, it has a good grab around the waist and all that. And it's like, so you really can't place it on the stand when you put in that. Like, it's meant to be like right in front of the stand. I was just testing that to see if I could, but I mean, you can see like when you come around, like the way that's curved, like you really can't. Also, I do notice that like the finger placement, you really have to like adjust it to have it look on the trigger. But I mean, again, that's nothing that is anything bad or anything like that. You do have a little less movement as far as not having those double joints, so you're not able to do as much as with the gun placement as you would if you did have those double joints. And I think with just the smaller type hands, it just feels like the gun puts more weight. Like you almost need to like hold it with two hands in order to be able to, you know, really do something with it. Because it's like, and I mean, I can do more. Like it can lift up. Like it's not like it can't or anything like that. But it just seems like the hand placement, I guess, could be a little bit better. I'm not actually sure how you would do that, but I do think that it's pretty cool. And of course, I can do a better job as far as standing it up. I just wanted just to get it in its pose, especially like showing off all the fire effects. So let me just zoom out so you can see like how it looks all together. So I think that looks awesome. And then, like I said, I'm sure that I can play around with the standing and all that, get it to stand up, look better, and things like that. But I think it has a really good presence. And that's one of the things I always like about figures like these is like, do they have a really good presence when you're able to like stand them up and stuff like that? And this definitely does, especially with the effects and all of that. So now let's take a look at Mercy. All right, so here is Mercy. And as I said, it is missing the staff. But what I can say is that you are able to bend the actual stand itself. So I guess what I said before about having to place it in the front, that's not entirely true. I think with Pharah, just because of the size and the weight, it's harder to get it to stand. But if you balance it correctly, you can get her to be held up on this, because you can turn it here, so you can make it go up and down here, and then down here at the bottom, you can turn it as well. So that's why I'm able to get her off the ground and all like that. So I mean, I think that that's sweet. And honestly, I always like really going into the whole angel look with her more anyway. So I'm more likely to, do a different stand for Pharah. Well, I think I have another stand actually from Fortnite that's a much more thicker stand, hardy stand, and it's also taller. I think I might use that and put her on that in a flying mode. So check out Percent Off Collector Women of Action Figure Instagram, and I'm going to try to get pictures of that. But I think it looks really cool with the wings and everything. I am sad that it didn't come with the staff, but that's okay. So as far as price, real quick. So I've seen this basically all types of prices. I mean, a lot of times it depends, of course, always where you go. But I've seen this as high as $50 on like Amazon, and then I've seen eBay prices. And I mean, like, it's hard to tell because sometimes you see like $19.99, but then it's like $15 shipping. You know, I've seen a lot of that. I think I've seen it at Big Bad Toy Store as well. I was gonna check real quick. $39. Sometimes they have a 20% off sale, so about $31. So I think that the fact that I got this for $10, even missing that piece, is not bad. I mean, especially with the way I've had luck with things, I wouldn't be surprised if I end up finding the actual, staff somewhere else. So overall, I think, to me, honestly, probably like a little bit over $20 price point is probably where I would go. But me, that's because I got to get those discounts. Obviously, it's up to you, but I do like how it looks. As I said, I wish I had the staff to do, but like the handgun and all that looks cool. I just like the design. The wings are really sweet. This stand actually turned out to be really sweet as well. And just overall, I really think these are two excellent additions to my Women of Action Figure collection. And of course, I believe that if you can get this at a decent price, it'll be an excellent addition to your collection. Thanks so much for watching, and we really need your help to grow this channel. We want to spread these awesome Women of Action figures all around YouTube, and you know how the algorithm is. So you gotta do the things that everybody asks for, but we really need it, and we need to have those subs, we need to have those likes, and hit that notification button, because that's the only thing that lets YouTube know that this content is worth it. But I do either way appreciate you for watching, and also those comments are good too. And what I want to ask is that if you know of a woman action figure, a female action figure that I should be looking at, whether I can find it cheap or otherwise, cheaper the better, because I'm still the percent off collector. Let me know in the comments, and I will try my best to add that to the collection and add another video. But until next time, thanks a lot.